stream. Is the stream live? Stream is live. Booting up recording. Recording is live. I'm separately recording this for safety reasons. Safety reasons being I eventually want to do a time lapse of this, which is perfectly fine all. It's just my original plan was to pull down a copy of the YouTube server for my for the inevitable benefit of just, well, cheating. I was going to pull off a copy from the YouTube server and then do stuff to that manually. So I was going to pull down a copy from YouTube and then time-lapse it so you could get a nice sped-up version and you wouldn't have to listen to me ramble for an hour, even on double speed. I sound like I'm on speed when I'm on double speed. In fact, hold on, I need to turn off that input capture, otherwise that's gonna... There we go. So, what have we got this week? And the answer is, no idea. I came up here completely unprepared with a pencil and a pencil case and some food because I don't think the men in suits are going to let me out for a while. And a protractor. The kind of ruler that must be stored upside down at all times lest something catch on fire like last time. What do I mean like last time? I mean, I'm lying. The metal pencil sharpener. It'll give me a moment to get the stream chat live, because while I can see what you guys are saying, I can't be witty at what you guys are saying without... Well, since I can see it, I don't need to do that. Okay. Start with sharpening irons. So I actually had two, like, pieces of information strike recently. First one being a short comic strip that completely and utterly approves of my sense of humour, which means that if you don't like my sense of humour, you can leave now, because you're going to get it. You're going to get a lot of it. But what this now involves is me breaking out the Word file on a separate device so I can see whatever the heck it is I was planning on writing. Because, you know, I'm totally planning what I'm doing, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. I'm gonna bar. And the fifth one. We'll make the fifth one double sized. Okay. If I was feeling particularly, like, clever, I'd be folding the paper in some kind of strange way so I wouldn't have to do so many lines, but instead I am lazy. So, yeah. This is where I knew more about what I was doing. Because my first plan was divide the thing. I'm going to divide the top section into 4, which make them all an equal size. And since we're dividing it to 4, we might as well divide it into halfway across whatever the side length is. So if I just manhandle... Does it count as manhandling? I guess it counts as manhandling. Manhandling things into position, which means the halfway point is roughly 21 centimeters, 22 centimeters. So let's be dumb and make the halfway point exactly 11 centimeters, because despite living in a world where you can carry an entire suppository of all information ever in your back pocket, I can't be asked to Google the side length of a sheet of paper. Congrats. I wonder if this is the correct way up. Is this the correct way up? I don't think this is the correct way up. Give me a moment. Let me just set this the correct way up. Yeah, because this doesn't look like it does from my perspective. This is that's what it looks like from my perspective. Except now the important stuff's covered, which means can I Control Z this? No, I can't. Oh, that's clockwise, that's counterclockwise. Okay. Horizontal. Vertical. Right. So I've decided that that's some mysterious folding. Mysterious folding accompanied by hand gestures. Since the page is definitely a lot longer than 11 centimeters, I think I'm safe to go down 11 centimeters. But 11 centimeters for 2 boxes seems a little large, so absolute worst case, I can get another sheet of paper. So if I now I'm gonna take my watch off because my watch is getting in the way. And by my watch is getting in the way, I mean I'm trying to find an excuse not to work. You know how it is. With me, at least, if you've been here before. I mean, for crying out loud, this is the kind of stream where you get to enjoy the occasional view of a spoon going on and off screen to reveal a small glass containing yogurt. At least it's probably yogurt. And by probably yogurt, I mean it's yogurt, don't question it. Yogurt, it's good for you. In small doses. So, put the watch off camera. That's better. Proper circulation bag. Right, so. To be honest, I'm probably not the first person to do this joke. But we'll start and we'll see how it ends. Also, keep in mind, my art quality is stick figures, so I'm doing this for the joke more than anything else. I've also realised that if I want the best effect, I'm going to have to draw this upside down, which, well, screw that. You can, I'm sure you can figure out how to instruct your device of choice to invert the screen settings. For Windows, I believe it is Control Alt Up Down Left Right. No, Control Alt Shift Up Down Left Right. No, Control Alt Windows Up Down. No, Control Windows is something else. If you've got a I can't remember what the screen brand is. If you've got a Dell and monitor and Intel brand graphics card, you can probably flip the screen settings if you have your keyboard shortcuts enabled, which I don't because I'm sane. You can probably flip your screen by hitting Control Alt Up Down Left Right, which means you can see things as they're meant to be seen, and also give yourself a headache at the same time, unless you're a profound Linux user, or you have people watch over your shoulder every single time you try to do something on a test. Or both. Which means you get to be unlucky like me. I actually feel that this, these text boxes? It's a sheet of paper, LT! It's not called a text box if it's a sheet of paper! Because it's a literal sheet of paper! Oh! So we're doing 2 stick figures. Uncomplicated, I know. We'll give one of them a hat, okay? Like, not a Rear Admiral's hat, not like a tricorn ridiculous thing, because, well... I'm a kid. The point of this exercise, being the first exercise, is to see if I can make you people laugh. That's a crap hat. Let's see if we can actually put some, like, detailing on that hat. If anyone wants to transmogrify that hat into a live cat, the answer's no. Look! We've got cheap shit rubbers now. Admittedly, the last one had a hole in the middle of it, but well, what you gonna do? Pick little bits off. I've got like a trimming knife I could use to... No, we don't have sharp objects anymore. There, that's about the closest to an admiral's hat you're gonna get. So excuse me while I think about how I'm gonna fit the text in. And by think about how I'm gonna fit the text in, I mean I'm gonna turn off my mic and eat chips because I have a literal container of chips. So, yeah. Proof that I'm so cheap that I steal my, my cafeteria's chips. I mean, come on, they're good chips. Crap, I've got to bring a decent drink. Yeah, this'll do. Industrial mouthwash is drinkable by human beings, right? So, time to get you guys speculating. There, you have the word so. While I immediately look up my own joke. That should be you. I always write you in that weird way, which makes my last U look like a Y, and then it just goes on weird. If I really wanted to, I could make this a really, really British joke, but then none of you people would get it. I'd have to explain it to you, and it wouldn't fit on the page. No, that's not how you spell sailor. That's me merging the phrase Taylor Swift and sailor, and that is never a good idea. But there is actually a Twitter account called Info Security Taylor Swift, which is just random bits of information on security advice delivered in the form of Taylor Swift song lines. I have to work out if I can fit the rest of the text in this. Also, props to you if you read this text upside down. Bonus points if you can tell us what it is, that if you really want to be crazy about it, please place it in a ROT13 before you enter it into the chat. You're going to have to Google what a ROT13 is. I ask this because I don't want to make it unfair on everyone else, which means it's equal effort to go and un-ROT13 it as it is to try and read it yourself. But if you're reading it yourself, that means you're still watching what I'm doing, which means I can do stupid shit like this. That was my head. I shouldn't have done that. That hurt. You can hear all these cables under the desk going clank. Well, shit. You can't pay me enough for this. You can't pay me at all because I already have a job and it's wonderful, he says. What's the green... Ah! One sec, I have to make this joke. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get murdered for that later, but it's gonna be so worth it. So what did you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Why? Finding him won't be hard. Just to confirm, how tall did I make this guy? Yes! Yes, I'm the kind of guy who draws a stick figure, and it gets out a ruler! Did I get exactly 2.5? I got exactly 2.5. I've got a longer ruler, I just don't like it. Why am I even... There, it'll make rustling noises, but it'll do. If I really wanted to, like, I'll do a sort of slow motion zoom out effect and put a window on this just to make it seem a little more interesting than two stick figures talking at each other. These guys are about 5 feet apart, maybe? That's a little better now. Oh yeah, I'm about to be interrupted by company. As you do. Someone can invent a carpenter's level for objects existing on a flat surface. I would kill you for it. By kill you for it, I mean I'd love you to death. And by that I mean I'll kill you for it because I already love someone else to death. Several someone else's to death. Nah, just the one. I'm waiting for the sharp, scathing wits of the onlookers. Is my microphone even on? Oh, good, my microphone's on. It's not going to be like last stream where I talked for half an hour to a camera that didn't exist. And now, I'd say to my hand-drawn brick approach, except I'm too lazy to do a hand-drawn brick approach, so... What you're about to see next is the nearest approximation I'm going to do of a hand-drawn brick approach. I'd also tell you that these human beings aren't quite to the same scale as normal human beings, but... well... it's my universe. I pay the bills, I set the rules. By I pay the bills, I mean I steal other people's printed paper and use my own school supplies to do the drawing. And by other people's, I mean I live with them. I once upon a time thought this would be therapeutic for me, just talking to people. It kind of is. I mean, only kind of, but... well... that's window panes. What I'm thinking here is some kind of navy base. And by what I'm thinking here is some kind of navy base, I mean I came up with this idea less than 5 minutes ago and I'm now putting it into practice because I can't draw people to consistent scale. And in retrospect, I should have done the text before I started doing the bricks. Time lapse. Could probably put this on the subwave signal for backing music. This is where he sharpens his pencil. Whoa. Whoa, that's sharp. Sharp pencils. 90% advantageous. And I'll make this, honestly, how much space is left? That looks to be 190. 190 is 45, 100, 95. Screw it. It gives me some originality. It also gives me paper marks, pencil marks on the desk. Woo. I'm going to want slightly more space for this last one, so I'm willing to move them up, but I'll do that later. Sorry about that. I breathed something in. That's what you humans do. I mean, that's what people do, isn't it? Breathe things in. So, which side shall I do this from? I think this side. That's too tall, but I can shorten it. Now we'll freehand it. How do most people envision caverns in the woods? Do most people envision caverns on the woods in naval bases? I don't know. Checking next 2 lines of dialogue, because I did this entirely, like, 2 lines per page. Come on. Note to self. Get rubbers with the word autocorrect printed on them. No, I can't put the word side there. Yeah, I know. They probably have like actual printed letters on the sign, but come on, this is a comic strip. Give me some artistic license. And since I'm too lazy to try and legitimately draw lines in the opposite diagonal, I'm just rotating the page. This would be much easier if I was drawing digitally, but I gave up on that like ages ago. I say gave up on that. I'd say I never started it. I kept meaning to, like, find a copy of Flash. Which I never did, so... yeah, more's the pity. Something in my eye. Yeah, it's called an eyeball. They're meant to be there, you know. Oh, really? Never noticed. Now, I didn't intend for it to come across like that, but that seems to have come across quite nicely, so... People talk about the early works of artists, but here's the thing, I can see this being the kind of thing I draw as a child. I guess I do qualify as a child. Yeah, these trees aren't really to scale either. Again, screw it, it's my universe, I'm paying the bills. Well, this is the end of a long and arduous journey. And by long and arduous journey, I mean this is the first of 2. And I don't know what time it is. It's taken me a little over half an hour to draw this one. So... and back to the many lines. Actually, before I keep... well, 1, those are terrible. 2, before I carry on with those. Should get the important details over and done with. All of you out there who are professional artists are probably now going, idiot, repeatedly. Well, I don't care. This is my work, my problem. I mean, to be blunt, I'm not going to be competing with Mateusz Skutnik, but, well... And there we go, and I get turned upside down, you get to read through my terrible handwriting. What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. This being a massive joke on a very old children's song of the same name. Anyone who knows the lyrics can probably get the joke. Anyone who only knows the title can probably get the joke. And this makes it abundantly clear that my jokes are under average. Still, makes me laugh. That is the first piece of art for the day, and now I am going to take a brief break to go and raid a drinks cabinet and eat 2 pounds of cold potato. Goodbye for now. Where's the mute microphone button? There's the mute microphone.